Hello and welcome to this week's Battle of the Ports and the game that started life on the Amstrad CPC back in 1984. This is Gem Software's Oh Mummy, a game that was given away as part of a pack-in deal with oh so many CPCs. The object of the game is to unveil all of the treasure within each level of the game, whilst avoiding the mummies. When the player's character walks around, footprints are left behind. By surrounding an area of the maze with footprints, its content is revealed, which is either a scroll, a mummy, a key, a tomb, or nothing at all. In order to complete a level, it is necessary to unveil the key and a tombstone. The scroll enables the player to kill or eat one mummy on the level. If a mummy is unveiled, it follows the player to the next level. The difficulty and the speed of the game increases as the player progresses through the levels. Some of you may recognise the music during gameplay. It's based upon the children's song The Streets of Cairo or Poor Little Country Maid. Apparently, this is an official port to the ZX Spectrum, and boy is it shite. Never mind how crappy it looks and that it seems to be glitching no matter which image file I use. This port doesn't even allow joystick control or have any options. I just hope that the following MSX port isn't a crappy ZX Spectrum port like often is the case with Western MSX titles. Thankfully, the MSX port is not a typical low-level ZX Spectrum port, but its own unique version based upon the Amstrad CPC. Now, while it doesn't look as nice as the Amstrad, it does play just as well and has as many options to tweak. A pretty good port all round. Now here's a first and maybe the last. This is the Tatung Einstein. What the hell is the Tatung Einstein, you may be wondering? Well, it was an 8-bit home computer produced by the Taiwanese corporation Tatung. But it was designed in Bradford, England, at Tatung's research laboratories and assembled in Bridgnorth and Telford, England. It was aimed primarily at small businesses. So with it being a UK designed system, it makes sense that it also has some British games on it, such as Oh Mummy. As you can see, the Tatung Einstein has produced a better port than the MSX, as this one is even closer to the Amstrad, but not quite as good. The life counter in this port looks quite basic. two unofficial aftermarket ports came out not so long ago. First, here is the Intellivision version. Well, it's not as bad as the ZX Spectrum port, but it's also not as good as the others. One unique point about this one is when a mummy touches you, you start off back at the room entrance, whereas in all the other versions, you just carry on without any consequence. Finally, the version that many would consider the best. This is the Mega Drive port that contains a remake of the original CPC version, as well as an all-new Mega Drive mode. The Mega Drive mode adds a lot to the game, starting with a cool introduction. The main game has been given a massive facelift, plus the stages now have unique features, such as this one being full of water, so you can't see your footprints, or another stage being in the dark, or one where a typhoon comes along and erases your footprints. There's even boss battles. Indeed, this Mega Drive port really does add quite a lot to the original. And let's take a look at all those versions of Oh Mummy running side by side.